have silk touch. Hi everybody, we are back in our realms, 1.18 Minecraft, and last episode you can see just over my head there, we did, now over my shoulder, we did create ourselves an automated food farm slash bone meal farm, which appears to be working really well. So this episode we are going to build ourselves an automated melon farm, and I got lucky in that I accidentally built this actually on a spawn. It does not cross two chunks, two spawn chunks. It actually is completely contained within one. So I'm hoping that'll help not have my villagers disappear. So what I'm going to do in the same kind of plane here, because I know it's within one chunk border, I'm going to go ahead and put the melon farm, I think, right in this area here. And what I'll do is I'll do a double-sided pumpkins on one side, melons on the other. I'll only go so far. I don't know how many I'm going to go. I'll decide that in a minute. But I'll go thin, probably no more larger than the width of the automated food farm. But then I'm going to go ahead and go high. So I'm going to build several layers. I don't think it's going to be taller or wider than the food farm, trying to keep everything symmetrical. So with that said though, I think that the bees may get in the way. So I may have to relocate one or two of these hives, which is no problem. We have silk touch, so we can do that safely. However, with that said, the bees actually need to be put in their own automated farm. And I'm going to test some automation with the beehives to see if we can't get them set up for automatic honeycomb extraction and honey extraction. So we'll test that theory today. And if that works, then I think maybe either in this episode or next episode, we'll go ahead and build a nice, cute little bee farm. Maybe in this area, we'll make it look like a really cute little greenhouse. I'll show you guys. It'll be all glass, and I think it'll look spectacular. So, well, with that said, one thing that we can do now that we have our automated farms is we can actually dismantle these guys. So say bye-bye to these guys. They've been very good to us in our early game. No longer needed. So we'll go ahead and we'll tear these guys down. We'll set up our automated pumpkin farm. We'll build a automated bee farm. You want us to add? We can call it that. It'll be nice. It'll be like in a greenhouse, kind of like a fashion. However, if you saw my realms walkthrough, our previous realm on 1.17, I built a melon and pumpkin farm design that required rails, and so it required a lot of observers, a lot of pistons, and as the pumpkins would grow, the observers would detect that, and then the pistons would fire, and then a rail underneath would then hopper minecart underneath would then pick up all of the melons and pumpkins. The only problem with that, if you watched my realm walkthrough, which I'll put a tag up in the corner, but if you watch my realm walkthrough, what happened was, so often my minecarts would disappear, and routinely, two things I had to do whenever I logged on to my other realm, my previous realm, is number one, I had to check to make sure any farms that required a hopper minecart for collection were still there, because your minecarts tend to disappear, at least your hopper minecarts, and they're actually very expensive to constantly replace. But the other thing too was my villagers would disappear out of my automated food farms. So those were two things every time I logged in, I always had to check, are my minecarts still there? Are my villagers still there? So cross your fingers that building this not on a chunk border, so building this within one chunk is going to help us keep our villagers safe and they not disappear here. The other thing too is I didn't name the villagers, and I could do that as well. I might, if I have a villager disappearing problem, I might go ahead and probably take a couple of my name tags and just name these guys, and we'll figure names out later if it comes to that. If I don't need them, I don't think I will. If I do, I will. But I'll probably go ahead and clear out this area here. I might push it back kind of to this level here, and then just, you know, kind of round it out maybe so it doesn't look so straight. And then we'll put our melon farm here. We'll relocate our bees as necessary, and then we'll dismantle our farms here. The other thing too is I want to use a different, and I told you I want to use a different design. So I want to use a design that doesn't require minecarts. And my friend HB from HB Gaming, if you haven't watched his videos, I encourage you to do so. But he has a pumpkin and melon farm that doesn't use minecarts. I don't know what inspired or who inspired that idea. Please feel free to go and watch his video. If you know who inspired the idea, we'll check out the design. I need to go to his house, and I just kind of want to check out his designs to make sure we have it. We design our melon and pumpkin farm accurately. I think it's going to be pretty simple. I think it's observers, pistons, and then down into a water source, and then to a collection system. I think it's going to be that simple, but let's take a ride out to his place. Let's go ahead and take a look at his pumpkin and melon farms. And if you guys know, if you recognize the design, please feel free to give credit to whoever designed it in the comments below. Okay, so we've got our work cut out for us, and I say, let's get started. So on my way to HB's bases, I saw that he's discovered this geode, and I know I found a geode somewhere, but I can't remember where it is, and I need geode shards. Do you think he would mind if I collected a few of these? I don't think he will. Besides, he'll grow back. Nobody will ever know. I only want the ones that are fully grown. Ooh, I like that one. Oh no, I'm using Silk Touch. Oh, and this one's not fully grown. I'll put that one back. Let's see. Can you add them on top of? No. Can you put one back? Yes, you can. Ooh, that one's fully grown. I'll take these back and I'll... Can I not? Can I set them down and then use a... I think I can use a fortune pickaxe on it. Anyway, we'll find out. Perfect. Okay, that's good enough for me. Okay, so here we are. We're at the melon and pumpkin farm, and to me, it looks like it's alternating pistons and observers. So the observers are in front of the planted crop. And then he has this water stream, and I think it's only one, but it looks like it's 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it comes down, and I'm assuming... All right, it comes down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 more blocks. So 7 plus 4, so it's going to be 11 wide, not including the frame. So that makes it 12, 13 if we include the back wall. So 13 wide. Sorry, it sounded like a skeleton was shooting at us. So, or 13 long, and I don't think it's very wide. So what do you have? You have your piston observer. Then you have your farm, and then you have your water source, and then you have your frame, and then you have your back frame. So back frame 1, piston layer 2, crop 3, water source 4, outer farm 5. So 5, but we could exclude the back wall because I'm going to put these back to back. Why does it sound like a zombies? I'm gonna put two of them back to back. So like I said, for my farm, it's going to be, and we'll kind of have to judge it. It might have to be taller than the food farm. I don't know, because this does look like quite a bit of work, but it'll definitely be the same length. I don't know about the height, but we'll have to kind of watch the width, because it's going to be pumpkins on one side and watermelon on the other. So it looks like he has I'm going to assume it's just a regular hopper collection system. So a water collection system into a hopper into a chest. And, you know, he did some decent amount of stuff. And he has, so I think the melons come in as melon slices, and he combines them manually. That's what the crafting table is doing here. And this is his chicken cooker. So they spawn in as babies, as eggs, and then when they grow up, they hit the lava, and then they burn to death. So that's not bad for generating feathers. So I think he has, I thought he had two sides to this. Oh, that's what it is. It's not somebody shooting arrows at us. It's the chicken cooker. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, so by some happy miracle, standing right here, if you look at my coordinates, they're negative 256 and negative 415, which both just happen to be divisible by 16. And if you recall, in Minecraft, a chunk border is defined by 16 spaces, but 16 doesn't start at 1, right? 16 starts at 0. So really, a chunk is going to be 0 to 15, right? So at 16, which is here, because these are divisible, these coordinates are divisible by 16, this starts a new chunk, both in this direction and that direction, because ironically, both my x coordinate and my y coordinate are divisible by 16. So if this is your 16 mark, then we need to go 16 blocks that way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So this number, right, is not divisible by 16. Actually, 256 is, because we didn't go anywhere in this direction. We just moved in this direction, the y direction, right? So 431 is not divisible by 16. We would actually have to go here to 432 to be again divisible by 16. So basically this starts a new chunk border right here. So this and that are well within one chunk border, but then if we cross over to this next one, which is divisible by 16, this would be your new chunk border. So if I built a structure in between these two blocks here, it would cross a chunk border, and it would have problems in Minecraft, right, with chunk loading. So remember, anytime so 0 is really your 16 block. Anything that's divided by 16 is going to be, in essence, your 0 block, right? So, but anything next to that, that's going to end your chunk border, right? Not divisible by 16. Begin your next chunk border, divisible by 16. So all we have to do is just bear that in mind when we map out where we want our melon farm, because if we want our melon farm well within the realm of a chunk border, we already know that our chunk border is here, right? On this parallel here, we just got to find it, right? We just got to do some maths, right? This way. And then all we have to do is do some maths that way and just make sure we've got it all contained. All right, easy peasy. Let's get started. Now, previously I said that my farm, my auto farm, didn't cross any chunk borders, and that I felt that loading chunks wouldn't cause any issues. But as you can see here, there's a slight miscalculation. So indeed, my farm is well within a chunk, as denoted by that block in this block. My farm is within a chunk. However, my Fletcher is not. So my Fletcher crosses the chunk border and is actually in the other chunk. Whether or not this is an issue, I don't know. We'll see. But we do know that if it does become a problem, one way to remedy it is to move the entire farm one block this way, right? Hello. Move the entire farm one block this way, and then we'll get the Fletcher inside the same chunk. But I don't feel like doing that. That's a lot of work for one block. So what we'll do is we'll just keep our eye on it, and we'll see if it becomes a problem. Oh no, I had Silk Touch. Oh darn. No, I have Silk Touch. Okay, the pumpkin farm slash melon farm is done. You can see it is right behind me. I've only done the first layer. I plan on doing 3 more. I know it means that it's going to go higher than the automated food farm, which is not what I had originally intended, but the only problem is that each layer only has 6 plants. So my original garden was 2 rows of 9, and that produced you know, in theory, that should have produced 18 pumpkins and 18 melons. It didn't really work that way just because of the way they grew. But I think 6 isn't enough to generate what I want, and 12 might not be enough either. So I'm going to go ahead and do 3 layers. I'll do 18. So 3 rows of 6 times 2, 3 rows of pumpkins, and then on the opposite side, 3 rows of melons. So but just to give you kind of a bird's eye view on how I've designed it. So, and this pumpkin, this structure was inspired by GamerCory. So I did talk to HB, and he did say he watched a tutorial by GamerCory, and this design is based on his design. I don't know if I made any modifications to the redstone. I didn't personally watch his video. I just kind of stole HB's design. So I'm not really sure if I've made any modifications, but I'll just show you guys what I've done. So basically there's a water stream, and the water stream goes into a hopper. The hopper is connected to a chest. On this side, a row of alternating observers pistons, and these are my pumpkins. And then on the opposite side, so it's a back-to-back farm. And then on this side, same thing, just mirrored, but with melons. Now, one thing I originally did is I actually originally had a line of redstone going all the way down behind each of these pistons and observers. What that did was anytime a piston observed a change in this block, all of the pistons fired, which not a big deal, I don't think. But what I did instead is I took the redstone from behind each observer, and I swapped it out for a stone block. So now what happens is when this observer triggers, instead of the entire line of pistons firing, it'll only trigger this piston and that piston. So they are linked together. I could have put one extra block in between and then made these independent of this redstone system, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal. The worst that's going to happen is when this piston observes a change, these two pistons will fire. Same thing when this observes a change, the pistons will fire as well. But I don't think it's really going to be a big deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue this system up 2 more times, and I will meet you guys back here. Ooh, aren't you pretty? Oh, we got ourselves a black cat. Look at him. It's gorgeous. Oh. We got to change that collar. What do you think, guys? Oh, let's do white. All right, kitty, stay there. Do I have a bone meal on me? I do not. Stay there, kitty. Not coming. I need more than 7. 16 should do. I'm coming, kitty. Stay there. Whoop. I thought I gotta put a crafting table. Do I have a crafting table? I do. Stay there, kid. Come on. Actually, I don't think I need a crafting table to make white dye. I'll check that. Oh. I forgot about candles. Nope, I don't. I just want one. Thank you. All right, kitty. That is awesome. All right, let's go inside. Come on, kitty. Transport to me. Teleport. Where's kitty? Come on, kitty. Kitty. Oh, there's kitty. Come on, kitty. Oh. Come on, kitty. Come on, kitty. Teleport. There. Good kitty. Yeah, you can sit there. Gotta figure a name for you. I don't know. I'll think about one. Okay, guys, I was building the second layer for the auto pumpkin and melon farm, and one thing that we did was we put in the water source, the collection system down here, and this water source here is supplying water to these blocks right here. But then in order to get water to the blocks out here, because if you notice, once the water goes down, it no longer touches or hydrates the dirt above it. So I kind of hid a water source in behind one of the observers or one of the pistons. I waterlogged a stair. So one thing that I realized is that we're not going to have water on the second or third layers. And so we have to find a way to get water sources up here because the dirt has to be hydrated in order for it to grow crops, right? So what I did was above a couple of pistons, I went ahead and dug a hole. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some stairs in here, and then I'm just going to waterlog these stairs. And then that way, this water will then hydrate 4 blocks out that way, 4 blocks that way. And the same thing, once I put water here, it'll hydrate these guys out here. Because remember, we don't have to hydrate, which one? This one is an observer. Yeah, so actually we don't have to hydrate this last one just all the way to here. So it'll hydrate these blocks here. So that's how I'm going to go ahead and pull water up to the second and third tiers so that my crops stay hydrated. Okay, everybody, I think I'm going to go ahead and call that an episode. We did get the bulk of the melon farm completed. We just have to kind of do some cosmetics on the outside. So let me show you what I've done. So I'll probably go ahead and make a proper entrance here so that it's not so two-dimensional, and I'll more than likely go ahead and finish that off camera since it's not a lot of work to do. But what I did over here on both sides is I just encased it with glass. I swapped out the torches for lanterns. I put a couple of lanterns on the top to keep mobs from spawning. We'll go ahead and we'll do a little decoration here. It's not going to be much. Maybe we'll put some plants or maybe some facade, you know, just to break up that two-dimensional aspect of this. And we'll replace the torches eventually with lanterns. I just happened to run out of lanterns. But you can see it's working. So in here I have a chest for where I'm collecting the melon slices in a chest for where we're collecting the pumpkins, and it is working. And unfortunately, you only get melon slices from the farm. So to convert it to melons, I did put down this crafting table here. And so basically what you have to do is just periodically I'll just check the farm for the melon slices. I'll convert them to whole melons because it's the whole melons that I trade with the villagers. So, and that's pretty much it. So like I said, we'll just do some trussing up off camera. Other than that, melon farm done. All right, thanks for watching. Bye. And I shall name you number 1.